you know what? We're done arguing with crazy people who want to prove that the guides are wrong. There are lots and lots and lots. There are billions of crazy people who want to prove that their guides are wrong. Those are the billions who are going to die, obviously, because they're not going to be listening to their guides when their guides are screaming at them, telling them exactly what to do to stay safe. Their guides will be still screaming. Their guides aren't going to stop screaming at them what to do to stay safe. But they're going to be still so crazy, arguing, trying to prove that they're right and their guides are wrong, that they're not going to get out of the street and the 18-wheeler is going to smash into them. There's another kind of person who seems to be just waiting for the bombs to drop, to take action, kind of taking a prove it to me attitude, prove it to me. And we're all doing that to some extent, at some level, all of us are. We want to know this body-mind is confused about what to do about these classes, because they are wonderful classes that work. We have years of track record that show we can teach people how to access the higher dimensions for real, not faking it, for real, not for pretend. We can teach people how to embody their souls and how to facilitate energy healing where miracles happen, divine miracles happen. And yet, it seems as though that period of our life is coming to an end. And we asked what to do about the classes over these past several months. What to do about the classes when it started to become clear. Things are shifting in a big way on the world stage. It's always, they show us a big stage and it has a title on it like a banner at the bottom, the world stage. Things are shifting on the world stage. What to do about the classes. And the instructions, as verified by the Search for Truth class, people are, don't teach the classes. We said, okay, fine. If we're not supposed to teach them, are we supposed to cancel them? They say, no, don't cancel the classes. This is a koan. That may be a word that you're familiar with. It may not be. So for people who don't know what a koan is out of the Japanese Zen tradition. It's a way of helping people break through into higher levels of consciousness. A koan is an insoluble riddle. The answer to the riddle presents the secrets to the universe, the fundamental keys of life. It's an insoluble riddle, and the answer is out of the box. So this is a koan, correct? Don't teach the classes and don't cancel the classes. It's a koan. Nobody else can teach the classes. There isn't anybody else who can teach the classes. There's only one. Don't teach them, don't cancel them. Interesting. What does this mean, right? What does this mean? So, they say it's quite obvious what it means. It's quite obvious that something is going to happen to disrupt our little apple cart O classes. That's what they call them. Apple cart -O classes. Apple cart O classes. What that something is. And the something is, we need to cull the herd. We need to cull the herd of humanity. Humanity is a blight on the earth, unfortunately. Unfortunately. There's way too many of us. And we're making poor choices that are hurting the rest of our biosphere at a very deep, almost irreparable level. And we're about to make some other really, really, really crazy choices, we as a species. And they have talked to us about the Appalachian Desert. Is this what has come through to multiple people, not just one, multiple people who have learned the art of accessing the higher dimensions, not just any old random group of multiple people, right? Multiple people who have actually learned Angelically-Guided, multidimensional energy healing for soul purpose.
Donna says no improvement. And
Meaning?
Mara, in the desert.
Which means, yeah.
Mara says true, she's been shown, and BJ says true, correct.
That's right. We've been shown the Appalachian Desert, which seems to stretch. Now, after whatever happens to cause the desert occurs, and it kills all the life, down to the plants and the microbes in the soil, so that nothing can grow, like the Sahara Desert, and the Gobi Desert, and the Kalahari, and other places. It will stretch from, congratulations on your energy shift, Boston down to maybe South Carolina, the Appalachian Desert. The Appalachian Desert. Now there are little pockets. This is one of them where it's going to be okay, not great, survivable. And they continually refer to this as the North Rim. The North Rim, as in of the Grand Canyon, which is another site from previous civilizations, a destruction site. The Sahara Desert is a destruction site from previous civilizations that have come and gone. The Gobi Desert is a destruction site, previous civilizations that have come and gone. Search for Truth class. Speak up. Speak up. The Grand Canyon is a destruction site of other civilizations that have come and gone. And they have said, we are here on the North Rim. What do you think that means about Washington, D.C.? Big black hole in the ground.
Correctly channeled. BJ, Mara, and Donna confirm.
Confirm. So, now friends, they have told us about this for a while. We've said, okay, when? Okay, when? And roughly a week ago they said, be ready every day. Every day could be the day, but it could be 30 days from now. A month ago, they said, it's coming soon, right? So it's like being 9.5 months pregnant. When you're 9.5 months pregnant, there are two thoughts that occur. The first thought is, I don't think this baby's ever going to be born. I don't think this baby's ever coming, right? And the second thought is, it's got to be born today, right? It's got to be born today. And then another day comes and goes. And again, that thought is, I don't think this baby's ever going to be born, but it's got to be today. Those two thoughts, right? It's got to be today. And again, another day comes and goes. And then, I don't think this baby's ever going to be born, but it's got to be today. Well, so then what's happening psychologically at the subconscious level is every single day the thought is, I don't think this baby's ever going to be born, right? And that one, so far, seems to be true. Whereas every single day the thought is, I think it's going to be today, but it wasn't yesterday, it wasn't the day before, and wasn't the day before that. And so subconsciously, the pregnant woman will actually come to believe that her baby is never going to be born, when any objective observer could say, you know, sweetheart, that baby will be born. It will be born. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not the next day, but you're not going to make it to 10 months. The baby's going to be born. It's like being 9.5 months pregnant. Friends, this baby is going to be born. We don't know exactly how long. But one thing we do know, the higher dimension beings are endlessly resourceful, and our guides love us, and they're not trying to trick any of us. They're telling us what we need to do so that we can fulfill our destinies, which is to help people after the disaster. After the disaster, there are going to be suffering people everywhere. They're going to need help. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. We have to be alive to do it, right? And we have to be ready. Because what matters most is angelic protection. Because all the little earthly things we can do don't amount to a hill of beans compared to what angelic protection can do. These are higher dimension beings. This is the power that makes worlds, right? And so, grace on our side, a big pool of grace is the most important thing. How do we, so good news, this is something we can all do, and we can all do it in a heartbeat. You know how we engage grace? Taking selfless, courageous actions on behalf of the greater good. It just takes willingness. It just takes willingness. So whatever super big challenge is right in front of you, just do it. Just do it. Stand up to those crazy people who tell you that you shouldn't stand up for children who are being raped. That's crazy. This is 2014. This is the United States of America. What? We stand up for children who are being raped. Don't we? So back to the dilemma. Don't teach the classes and don't cancel the classes. What does it mean? What's the obvious conclusion? Anyone?
Keep the embers burning.
This baby's going to be born.
This baby's going to be born. But things shift, and don't get hung up on that. If something doesn't happen before then, is it more or less likely that it's going to happen after that?
More likely.
More likely the baby's going to be born. We're still headed hard in the wrong direction. You know what they're talking about right now in our government? Right south of here? Bombing Iraq. Again. 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 When are we going to stop harming other countries? What craziness. What arrogance. When are we going to stop thinking that we can hit people, hit smaller people? That's bullying, by the way, right? If that happened in a school, what would we call it? Bullying, right? That's bullying. When are we going to stop thinking that we can bully the rest of the world, arrogantly bully the rest of the world with zero consequence? That doesn't even make any sense. Does that even make any sense? That's woohoo crazy, right? That's arrogant insanity, right? Arrogant insanity to think that there's no consequence to continually bombing the rest of the world. Right? There are over 17,000 nuclear warheads on the world. Do you know how many the U.S. has? Less than 5,000 of those. Interesting. They're crazy people with their fingers on crazy weapons all over the world. And they hate our country because we're arrogant bullies. Right?
Right.
This is just the truth, right?
Right.
It's an inconvenient truth. It's an unpleasant truth. It's a truth that none of us want to deal with. But does that make it any less true? It's still the truth, right?
The truth is the truth.
The truth is the
We
truth.
can only choose how we respond.
That's right. We don't get to say what's true. What's true is what's true. We can choose how we respond to it. And so the truth is, we as a country have been arrogantly bullying the rest of the world, bombing the rest of the world. We have less than a third of the world's nuclear arsenal. More than 2/3 is elsewhere. What happens when a bully is left to bully all the other kids? What eventually happens?
Eventually, the other kids realize they outnumber the bully.
That's right, and they take the bully down.
And the bully deserves it.
And the bully deserves it. And the bully deserves it. Hence the Appalachian Desert. Our guides simply want us to wake up before we destroy the biosphere. Wake up before we destroy the biosphere. The faster we as a collective wake up, the less the damage has to be. The longer we struggle and act insane, hold on to our right to be crazy, unquote, not giving the steering wheel up to our guides, the more water has to drain out of the pond. So we can help. We can help just by doing it for ourselves and for the people around us. Trying to wake up ourselves and help the people around us wake up. And you know what they'll say? By the way, heads up, you're not going to be able to talk to anybody about this because you know what they'll say to you? Any guesses?
You're crazy.
You're crazy.
Everything is fine.
You're crazy. Everything is fine. Here, take these pills. Right? You're crazy. Everything is fine. Here, take these pills.
Someone else will take care of it. I hear that all the time. Someone else will take care of it.
Someone else will take care of it. Doesn't look like that, does it? Our carbon emissions still going up year after year after year? Going up? We haven't even turned around. We're still headed hard in the wrong direction. They're still going up. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Friends, this is a message of hope and inspiration. This is not a negative message. This is the truth followed by a we can do it. Let's get up and do it message. This is not there's bad things happening, nothing we can do about it message. This is there's bad things coming. Get prepared because it's our job. We said we would do it. We said we would do it before we were born. Come on, let's do it. We can do it. We can. And when we get out of our bodies, that conversation's coming. That conversation's coming. You said you would do it. What did you do?